Smart 24, driving business.
A very good morning to you watching. This is Smart Minutes Visit, 7 minutes past 7 a.m. And of course, today is the 27th of February 2024, and it is a Tuesday, second day of the week. And definitely, my name is Masika Thime, and of course, here I take you all the way from 7 till 10 a.m. Well, pleased and I could say it's the grace that keeps us awake every day. So today we're going to be talking about the awareness, cyber aware leadership on how we can harness the culture of data security, starting from the very start from the top. And of course, looking at the fact that we are into the digital economy, we're getting into the digital economy. I believe everyone's data is supposed to be secured. Do you have strong passwords on your emails, on your data, whatever you feed in your computers? Are you really certain that you're not going to be among people that are frauded one way or the other? So, or maybe one of your things is leaking and someone is threatening. You have viruses that into your system. So you have to be aware. Every leader in every organization, in every entity is supposed to be aware of data protection for their employees, for their company, because at the end of the day, it's all that matters, because now, of course, recently we saw government encouraging different entities to actually have their data into the systems. This habit of writing papers and books, was encouraged to stop, and every data should be fed on the computers, and of course for it to secure and so that many years to come, our children, our next generations would have to actually access that information. There has to be data protections. But then it all goes back to the leadership that we have. The people, is your CEO aware that there is a lot of cyber insecurities that are happening? Are you as an employee or as a business person aware that anytime someone can hack into your system and bring turmoil, tarnish your reputation, steal all the money that you have in your account, steal all the documents that you have? So leadership sets a tone in whatever thing we do, starting from the CEOs, executives, and the managers as well. So it is very important that they demonstrate commitment to data security. Inform your employees, get an expert to, and to actually train both you and your employees or your business on how to protect your data. Because I believe everything now these days, that now even we have smartphones, everything is on our phones. We do communications from our phones, we receive emails from our phones, we type our work from our phones. So it is important that you keep your data safe. And of course, it all goes back to how strong is your password. That shouldn't be your birthday. It should be something that you're going to be able to remember. But then at the end of the day, it should be something that is strong. But then, of course, at the other hand, we also look at the fact that people do not designate resources for this kind of training. Yeah, it is like the last priority. People are never aware of such occurrences. But then if you're an organization, if you're a business person, I believe you're supposed to be in the know. You're supposed to prepare for risks. You're supposed to prepare for risks. Yeah. So you prepare, you go through the fund in training, technology and personal dedication to data security. So at the end of the day, allocate such resources, educate your people, your employees on how to protect their data. Do people log out even? Do people actually log out when they open up their emails? Do they log out on their different accounts? People's accounts have been hacked. We've seen this on social media. You know, you access someone's maybe Instagram or Twitter, and someone else is using it. Impersonation. Do you know if someone impersonates you, it's a crime? Some of you are not even aware of your rights. You're not aware of your rights, yeah? So you have a right. So please allocate resources as looking about how we can be aware as leaders, you know, because when you lead, the rest follow. So allocate resources for training your employees on how to strengthen their security culture, which is becoming a norm, yeah. So definitely that is one of the issues that we still have when it comes to data security. Lack of we do not have that allocation for such trainings. Yes, since now that we're going for a digital economy, everyone has to be very, 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 very much keen on what they put out there on the internet, on our phones, what we saved. You know, someone can run away or can run off with your, documents on your phone, because these days people scan and keep on their phones. So what does that entail of you? Yeah. And of course, we also have to consider the fact that leaders have a significant influence on decision-making processes in organization. And of course, by prioritizing data security in these processes, leaders ensure that security considerations are integrated in two aspects in the organizational operations, not just as a afterthought. So it should be priority once you're making decision as a leader, so that every employee that you have is aware that their data is supposed to be protected. Yeah, we've had instances of you get to a computer, it has a virus, you don't know where a person got this whole thing of people using different flashes and they come. So you don't know where people get viruses from. But so you have to keep your data protected. At the end of the day, one virus can actually disrupt the whole operation of the entire organization if you're entirely working using, these software systems. It can really bring to a disruption into your workday activities. So you have to keep in mind that data security is really, really important and key for operational purposes. So what you can do, have strong passwords to your different emails. I don't know, wherever you feel like there's a document that is important, even on your personal computer, there be a password. I think by the time a person accesses that password, they will have gone through a lot. And maybe even your phone. Some of you have your phones. It is where your birth certificate is, your documents, your letters of recommendation. Like your life is literally on the phone. Yeah. So please ensure that you safeguard these gadgets that we work with on a daily. Do not just use any flash anyhow. Yeah, make sure that you have an antivirus. There are antiviruses, there are very many there, so that it can protect your system from being corrupted. At the end of the day, we've seen things leak out, false documentations leak out, because someone hacked into someone's system, someone hacked into someone's social media account, and for some people who know you, they feel like it's not you, but then someone may use information to actually bring a downfall to your life. So that is what I'm saying. Your reputation could be lost out. Impersonation is a lot in our nation as Uganda. So know your rights, sue those people. Yeah. Anyway, 30 minutes past 7 a.m. That brings us to our morning call and our discussion on how to foster a culture of data protection from the top to bottom. Yeah, it all starts from leadership, then the employees, then the rest can actually, from the staff, then the rest can follow. So, but of course, at the end of the day, it starts with you as an individual. How safe do you think you run your gadgets, your iPad, your phone, your computer? Is it safe? Yeah, is it hackable? Yeah, so please make sure that you have your life settled in line with data security. Well, of course, right about now, 40 minutes past 7 a.m. Let's get to see what is happening into the press. Well, of course, here in the new vision, top schools increase enrollment, and of course, that is 93,000 for TVET, and of course, stiff cutoff points for senior fives. Tough, stiff cutoff points. So that leaves me with a question of, if I do not have the cutoff points, where does that leave me? Does it mean I have to rebound senior 4? What does that mean? I think that is where government comes in and, no, actually not even government. You as a parent, what measures have you put in place that, well, my child has not, has sort of failed. So what can I do thereafter? There are vocational schools. There's other skills that students can learn. So why do you have to put them on pressure? I mean, I'm seeing cutoff points here. Oh, okay, it's wow. So for some schools, if you do not have the best 8 in 8, 10 in 10, I mean, I think you cannot access the school. So what are they teaching us? And of course, Auditor General warns against Karuma Dam interest deals. Yeah, and of course, NIRA starts recruiting over 10,000 today. That is responsible for registration. Yeah, and of course, now that we are going to be renewing our national IDs, yeah, registration and of course, census is coming into shape. This is where they get to count the population to see how far, whether we've increased or decreased. Definitely, we have increased, yeah. And of course here, 100 students joined Senior 1 using forged results. Yeah, these are, put students on pressure. At the end of the day, they have to, there are very many NASA places right there. I'll go and print out my fake document and present it to you. I mean, you want people who passed. Why wouldn't I go through all the hell and fire to get to that very school I've always dreamt of? And a teacher of a primary school in Western Uganda has been taken in questioning and is set to appear in court after it emerged that more than 100 pupils from her school may have gained admission to secondary schools using forged primary leaving examination results. And he could face expulsion. And of course, schools raised the senior 5 entry point. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, it's quite, if you don't have, for some schools, if you don't have 8, 9, 10, 12, you cannot access those schools. And of course, those that are interested in politics, opposition MPs denied access to Lubowo Hospital site. Yeah, the newly constructed hospital right there in Lubowo. And of course, DFCU Bank boosting women at all levels. Yeah. And of course, in terms of financing, those that are starting up small businesses, DFCU has done tremendously. And of course, more details emerging on the clan heads killing. Of course, reports have it that the killers were identified on a border and the residents could not let them survive. So they stoned them to death. Well, we want to know who's responsible for hiring these people. What is behind this whole killing? Could it be jealous? Could it be out of malicious will? Well, that and more if you get yourself a copy. Yes, and of course, PDM money, how technology went from good to bad. Well, of course, technology, it depends on who operates it, yeah? Whoever operates it is also responsible. Well, the parish development model, development management information system, that is what it was called, has enabled the disbursement of 801.505 billion to 818,997 beneficiaries across the country. And of course, the ministry continues to support the system usage, which is currently at 1,738,029 users. So these are the people that are using this system of the new PDM on how to track the disbursement and the like. So how it went from good to bad. Well, of course, if systems are not, it depends on actually who actually, uses this system. How are they using? We've seen, with the new method, people are running away with circle money. Some have started up, building, some eloped to other countries. Well, recruitment for national ID job starts today. Well, of course, those that have been working day and night, you never know. This could be opportunity to have yourself, something to take back home, because over 100 jobs up for grabs. Actually, 10,000 jobs up for grabs with this national ID re-registration that we have. And of course, Uganda feels the heat of weather changes. Well, actually, in the morning, I was thinking to myself, what should we call this season? Is it a rainy season? Is it a dry season? What is it? In the night, it's raining. During the day, it's scorching. The sun is up. It's so much so. So you could be having a little bit of rain in Kampala or maybe wherever you are, but then there's some regions that actually, it's a disaster. It's really disaster now, like in Teso, Eastern Uganda. Major dry areas. Yeah, we aren't experiencing heat wave, says the expert. Well, that is if you get yourself a copy of these papers, you can read more of what is happening. And of course, right about now, you can see the traffic, and it's a little bit heavy. Yeah, it's a little bit heavy. Yeah, because it rained actually in the night, even till morning hours. Yeah, so it's a little bit of congestion because everyone is really getting to work. And of course, this is the newly constructed road that you can see, the roundabout, and of course those that are, well, of course, as you can see along that roundabout, there's a little bit of traffic, and of course vehicles. Everyone is rushing to home. It's a little bit dark, and someone may mistake it to be still, around 6. But of course, it's expected. Once it rains, there's a lot of traffic that happens into the hours, the early morning hours. Of course, everyone is rushing to work. So what do you expect? Yeah, those that are heading out to the city center, where most workplaces are at, we expect that kind of traffic congestion right there. So definitely, I believe that is what is happening. Yeah. So if you are not certain, walk around, go with an umbrella, go with something. Yeah, an umbrella works both ways, whether in the sunny season or in the rainy season. It does not matter. So get yourself that, and you will know what to use it for. Well, of course, yeah, I think some light showers of rain are still going through, and of course we're still in the time of school going kids, and of course people choose to walk to work, depending on how far your work area is. And of course, some of them are reluctant to using, some, budgeting on their money for transport. So I wouldn't blame them, because they're the hard times, really. They're really hard time, having spent a lot while, taking their kids to school, and of course, senior 5 is soon joining. So what a way to spend your money. Yeah. And of course, there is a little bit of order, as you can see on the road. Yeah. Little bit of order. Yeah, I believe there are traffic lights and the traffic officers. There's a little bit of order, at least there. So some areas where that there is order in the place. Well, that is what is happening right there. As you can see, borders trying to maneuver through those vehicles. And at some point I get to wonder, if passengers are never, if you're a passenger, you have the right to tell the guy, you know what, it's too fixed, why not channel? You have the right to. If you cannot, then please just get off. It's okay, it's allowed. It's really allowed. Yeah. For those that head all that way to Kolobi, yes, yeah. Yeah, that's the newly constructed road, as you can see right there. Yeah, not a lot of vehicles coming in from there. People also have most of their offices that side. That is why there is a little bit of traffic, but it's moving. It is really at a steady pace. So that is what is happening along there. A lot of congestion with people who chose to actually walk. Even though it's rainy, it is good to have that in mind. Well, of course, 25 minutes past 7 a.m. Yeah, that is the situation right there. Yeah. Well, that is it for our traffic update. And of course, you can see that is what is happening along our roads in Kampala. Well, 25 minutes past, 26 actually, past 7 a.m. Let's go for a short breather. I'll be back with what is happening in East Africa, across the borders of East Africa, globally. Keep tuned.